Oggi 24 settembre 2012 siamo nella residenza dell'ambasciatore italiano in Irlanda, dove quest'oggi avverrà un incontro particolare, un incontro molto importante del cosiddetto business group fondato proprio da Sua Eccellenza l'ambasciatore italiano, e con un ospite d'onore che è il direttore della Banca d'Irlanda, signor Richie Boucher.
Investments and Italian investments in this country, Enterprise Island could be, content of Enterprise Island could be useful for both the Irish and the Italians. Now, I think it was decided that a memorandum should be prepared for a possible meeting with Enterprise Island. So we will fix this meeting in the next future, I think. And so the executive committee should probably prepare a memorandum in which it is stated what it's thought, what has to be talked about, and what kind of cooperation can be established between this business group and Enterprise. The matter of let's say, the executive committee, what do you think? Because 6 months have expired. Now, what shall we do? Would continue with those 8 people you chose, or new people should be put in, or I don't know what? What are your thoughts about? Mr. Boucher. Hello, welcome.
Thank you very much.
So you're out early, you too. So please just take a seat.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, okay.
We were waiting for you. So can I just say welcome to you, and then we go back for some minutes to a discussion, a preliminary discussion of the Italian business group that we were having, waiting for you at 6 o'clock.
Oh, I'm much
So,
too late.
No, but you're welcome.
Thank you.
So, welcome to the Italian residents. Thank you for coming and speaking to this group. I will tell you in 2 words afterwards what it's all about, the Italian business group. For the moment, relax. You can read your mail, and we'll have a little discussion about something, let's say, internal, which is not absolutely secret or anything. It's just the way the business
turnover and employment in Ireland, but if we are looking at the single entity, 100% Italian or Italian originated business in Ireland run by Irish, we are bigger than what we could think. So the way that we are trying to do it is, learn how the let's say the regulated bodies here are working. First of all, we try to plug in an understanding how we can plug into the Irish establishment in terms of Enterprise Island, in terms of environment of enterprise and so on and so forth, and to give a structure as well to the business group, and to give a structure as well as to the executive committee, because we thought it was totally inappropriate to try to develop something throughout the organization, of the business group without
considering that since we're still in the infancy stage of this business group, changing it once again, changing after 6 months the, let's say, appointed member representative for each, let's say, subgroup of the business group would probably cause, let's say, would be ineffective in the sense that for the moment you still are building something solid to walk upon, and after 6 months I think it's too early to hand over or to start discussing, saying, okay, the performance was not as good as I hoped, I want someone
So, welcome again, and I won't say a word more, and I would give you the word. And thank you very much again.
Well, Ambassador and all members of the business community of the Italian business community, which I understand from the Ambassador is something that is being sought to reinvigorate and bring together. I'm very pleased to be here. I see some existing customers, hopefully some new customers, and certainly for some people I'm very good customers of the if I just spend maybe 1 or 2 minutes on the bank itself, the Ambassador suggested I talk a little bit about where we see the economy, and I think also that I said I'd be very pleased to talk about Q&A sessions and give impressions of anything that I haven't talked about. Well, first of all, thank you for the introduction. I took over as Chief Executive of the bank in February 2009, and at times I felt that I must have done something horrible in the previous life. It's been a very challenging time for our bank, but I think we are coming through that. Bank of Ireland is the largest bank in Ireland in terms of our branch network, in terms of our customer base, and our market shares. I think that the key features of the development of the Irish economy, the restructuring of the economy, was recognising in part the banking system was both part of the problem and part of the solution. Very difficult situations had to be taken with regards to closing down banks, putting them into runoff, and asking other banks to recapitalise. And if you couldn't recapitalise yourself in the private markets, like we did, then the government had to provide that cash. That is a significant burden for the taxpayer. There has been debate in this country about whether or not the senior bondholders and bondholders should have participated. I think one can never look at history in isolation, looking backwards and forwards. There is a view that if the bondholders had participated in the recapitalisation of the banking system, except on a voluntary basis, in other words, if it had been imposed, then the taxpayers would not have had to bear that burden. Conversely, if you burn your creditors and you're a country that still needs to borrow in the markets, that might be a change. In general terms, our view as a bank that sees a lot going on in this country, we meet the Troika, the IMF, the ECB, every 2 months on a one-to-one meeting as they ask us of our progress, where we're going, and we get their perceptions of where Ireland is going. I think that the issues that the country faces is that we've had 3 years of extreme excitement. In our bank, we've had 3 years of extreme excitement. Are you going to go bust? Can you raise the capital? Can you restructure your balance sheet? Can you bring your costs down quickly and rapidly? And the Irish economy has had 3 years of extreme excitement. I now think, as the economy as a whole and as a bank as a whole, we face.
I'm going to read them, but obviously this is an exercise done by the whole community, so there are a number of questions. So the first one is in relation, what is the situation of the real estate market in Ireland, and what is the situation for residential and commercial properties?
I think
Either if you want, we can go one by one, or
yeah.
Or you would like to write them all and then answer to all of them?
Maybe I'll take some questions.
Yes.
When my hands get sore, then I'll start talking.
Right. So, other 2 or 3 of them.
Talking about trust, we talk about trust, we talk about this question of management. Maybe a question. What do you think it will be the successful business model for the Irish bank? Not necessarily in this case for Bank of Ireland, obviously we can talk about that, but for going forward. All the banks in Ireland have very high liability costs, the liquidity cost. On the asset side, you have a mortgage that are doing not, usually in general, they are not doing great. There is a new personal bankruptcy legislation that will come pretty soon, which I think that will not help banks. So, what do you think it would be the business model to get the Irish banks back on track? You say yourself that many banks went fast, so the one remaining return to the logic of stability for the future.
Movement of goods is very important, but if you don't have the movement of money, then you have a big problem. That is not a cheerful note on us to end, so maybe we'll
Good. So if there are no more questions, I would like to Richard to we have prepared something Italian just to give you a taste of Italy in the residence. And I would also like to invite the members of the business group. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you for giving us some very, very interesting remarks. Thank you to the business group and the executive committee for the questions. And I think now we can continue this discussion perhaps a little more one-to-one basis in the other.
Thank you very much.